Hey everyone, hello and welcome back to Naturally with Karen. I have a live stream today about how you can have hope about, whoops, that's kind of dark, about detoxification. Detoxification has been receiving a lot of negative press recently. You see people saying, don't believe in all of that. But I'm here to tell you that you actually have a lot of hope when it comes to detoxification. What it means is simply that you're changing many of your habits, and that you're also looking at some of the choices that you make when you go to the grocery store, how maybe you spend your money. One person might decide to go gambling and play blackjack. Another person may decide to go get a massage or sign up for a series of yoga classes. But detoxification really works. And I began to learn that in the 1980s, around 1985. When I started to change my diet into much more of a plant-based diet with a big course that I took, Reversing Cancer with Raw Foods with Pamela Masters. And I grew and expounded in my knowledge about detoxification so that today I feel comfortable calling myself an expert in that particular field, that and mind-body medicine. And they're really, they're talked about a lot, but not when it comes to actually reversing disease. When people are suggestive that they have autoimmune disease, or titles of which are like Graves or lupus, Hashimoto's. And I want to break this down a little bit so that you understand why I know that you have hope, because I've helped people for over 3 decades, and including myself with an ovarian carcinoma diagnosis, as well as a few others. Now, as part of what I've done in the last many decades, I've also offered body massage, therapeutic, licensed, insured massage. All massage typically has a basis of Swedish instruction behind it. So you're doing effleurage and different types of strokes to basically increase circulation in the body. What you want to do is get the lymphatic system moving. Now, because I've done massage for 16 years, I've had the opportunity that only comes with working that many years, thousands of hours per year, supporting my son at the time, who was a little boy. And until recently, I had done massage. Have done massage. You can start to realize that when people are coming in for body massage, a great many people are having their inflammation manually moved for them. So one major source of pain, and it's not the only source, it's certainly not discounting anyone, is inflammation. Now, inflammation elevates your blood serum scores. So when you go in, those values that are in between a range. So let's say your TSH should be in between a 0.5 and a 3.5, just hypothetically. And it's not, is there also inflammation happening with your pituitary gland? We know that there's a significant number of people today that have pituitary adenomas, which are benign, non-cancerous tumors, but they could also be cysts, lumps, bumps, nodules, as well as tumors that are benign, because we are people that are now eating, consuming, buying, producing, and preparing many things that we consider to be food that long ago would have never been considered food. So when someone's on the massage table and the body is very big, the girth of the belly is big, the arms are very wide and thick, and the thighs are really big, the person's bound to have a good amount of inflammation. And no one wants to have that, really. No one thinks to themselves, I want to feel and look this way. I want to have pain. I want to have inflammation. I want to know when I go to the doctor's office that, something isn't right. But really, when we are exposed to just about everywhere we go, people are eating wheat and cheese and factory farmed meats, then these kinds of things are going to happen to our people. So I found a long time ago that when you mention the word vegan, people get very defensive. And that's because it requires a huge quantum leap in how we think, what our daily habits are, what our behaviors are. So more and more as time went by, people, including myself for over 3 decades, really got a lot more comfortable with speaking about plant-based diets. I have a plant-based course on my website at naturallywithkaren.com. And what that does is it introduces a way to be able to make some of these changes, even if they start off with very small steps. And you feel the difference. Now maybe you're not experiencing the headaches. Maybe your migraines are coming far less often. Maybe a lot of the excess weight is coming off of your body. Okay. So detoxification doesn't have to be a radical set of enemas every day, and that you're only going to drink juice, and that it has to be something that's going to really make you so uncomfortable and it's so unfamiliar for you. And it's a really big part of what I've done for over 30 years. And of course, 34 years ago, 35 years ago, I didn't really know as much as I know today. But with helping people through thyroid issues, autoimmune issues, infertility, gynecological issues like PCOS and PCOD, which are really a very fancy medicalese way of saying polycystic ovarian syndrome and polycystic ovarian disease. So you have a lot of hope when it comes to being able to participate in increasing good health for yourself, increasing better hair, better eyesight, better hearing, better skin. If you've got eczema or psoriasis, that is the way the skin is communicating with you that there's excess toxic heat within. Okay? So our thyroid is also prone to being congested and having inflammation. And if you were to go to the doctor's office, unlike visiting with a coach like myself, a regeneration specialist, you would be told that perhaps you had thyroiditis. Anytime there's an itis on the end of something, it indicates inflammation. So naturally, that's why I called my business Naturally with Karen. If you take down the inflammation, the weight comes off the body, the hair and the skin and the nails start to improve through simple steps of detoxification. You've got all the hope that maybe you never even imagined that you have. You surely do. So your thyroid gland, like on the front picture of my book here, it starts to lose a lot of that congestion and inflammation, that thyroiditis that we lose through sweating, getting massage and moving that energy around and lymphatic system. That's why massage is one of your best forms of medicine. And so is detoxification. Massage produces detoxification benefits. Your food choices. When you start to feel less anxiety, less depression, you have less weight to carry on the body, or what I call pounds of pain, you're going to be able to start to see really pronounced effects, the result of the changes that you've made. Okay? So detoxification is nothing to really feel afraid of, or, to feel like it's overwhelming, because it's something absolutely everyone can do. Now, because I've been meeting with clients for 3 decades, I'm able to find a meeting place, a comfortable place right where you are, which might be right now we're willing to transition off of you from eating wheat, so that we can heal your gut, heal any leaky gut, any esophageal tears. We can start to calm the mind. It's going to actually help your pancreas, because wheat creates a very strong, sharp glycemic index, even when you're having a fancy deli organic whole wheat sandwich, like a turkey and cheese sandwich. So what I want you to know is that you have hope, and that detoxification is there for you. And when you have a coach that you work with, like myself or someone else, we are doing things that the doctors don't have time to do with you. They don't have time to do the hand holding, help you find creative ways to change your daily habits so that you can start to feel like you're taking these steps one by one as we do coaching together, and you're able to see the results. For example, if you start in the month of February and we work together, say every 2 weeks, once a week or once every 2 weeks until May, you could easily have reached target goals. Let's say we do 3 target goals at most. Better sleep, more energy. These are super common goals. And maybe lose a little weight. You can write those goals down and you'll be absolutely amazed that you'll reach them, because a good coach is going to help you at your pace, at your comfort zone, and they're going to keep giving you real hope, not just a false sense of petting and, okay, you can do this. But I mean, real hope, like, I've got a great suggestion for you. How about if you try this? I know that you love, right? So today, as I was speaking with one of my clients at the shop, I found that she said she has a relative in her close immediate family that when she goes home, she's had an opiate addiction, and she got herself in a lot of trouble. And before that happened, when the rest of the family was eating dinner, she was eating ice cream pretty much every night. Now, one of the reasons from the mind-body perspective as to why we're eating ice cream is because we're looking for sweetness in our lives. So when I speak with my clients through the screen, I'm noting in a notebook just about you, key phrases that you're using, observations, what we've covered. So I'm sure to use your time wisely. But if you were to relate with me like she did about her family member, that instead of eating dinner, she was eating ice cream all the time, I would be able to give her a transitional nice cream so that she wouldn't be taking in quite so much mucus from the dairy. So she wouldn't be taking in quite so much sugar. We'd start to supplement that with bananas and a little coconut oil and get those good fats into her brain, get a little bit of the missing trace elements that she could easily drop into mixing it up in her blender, help her to figure out which blender to get, right? Which ingredients to get, where to get them, how to get her bananas frozen. Wherever she is, that's where I'm going to give, or he is, I'm going to give you hope so that you can take that program, that plan, those set of no more than 3 goals. We don't want to get overwhelming. Step by step. Let the weight come off. Let the mind calm down. Let the depression slide away. Let's get you sleeping better. So when you go into the doctor's office, your tests no longer keep you in the range of autoimmune. Eventually, little by little by little, you will be taking down so much inflammation in your body. You're going to be absolutely amazed. And if I hadn't seen it for over 3 decades, I probably wouldn't believe it myself, but I have. So that's so long for now. That's all we have today. I just wanted to do a short, stop by and talk a little bit more about detoxification. When people don't really understand detoxification, or they have a set idea about what it is, instead of it being a very flexible, responsive, individually responsive plan of action, then they don't really understand the absolute potential of detoxification. Even building in massage, a little bit of yoga. Some people don't really like yoga. So I have many, many, many suggestions so that you'll be able to reach your goals, including if you come on board with coaching and you've got multiple family members, and maybe need to speak about your 5th grade child who has been diagnosed with ADHD. I can help you to turn that around. If you've got a teenager who's oppositionally defiant, I can help you understand why that's happening and help you to do some detoxification to get some pronounced benefit from what's happening, because that's a lot of stress, and I've lived through that myself. So I'm going to say so long for now. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're watching this later, post live stream, please be sure to go down below and hit the subscribe button, and also leave any questions that you've got that are really related to what I'm speaking about here. And as you may or may not know, I'm going to keep building video by video by video until we go from a very basic understanding into an extremely advanced, deep level. So I hope that you come along with me. I hope that you share this video. I hope that you speak about what I'm going to be offering freely to you to build a world family together by inviting others to subscribe to this channel, because together we rise. So long.